if they run it back, if they actually had the balls to run it back, and me sitting on that desk and sitting with you guys saying, yeah, they just couldn't find a way to get it done and score a big goal and look different and be different and get different results, that to me would be absolutely bananas if I had to do that.
Well,
like it would be banana. It's almost like I know what's going to happen, but if you want to go ahead and do it and dump a bunch of money into it and then have us all at the end of the season put our hands up and say, wow, they just couldn't find a way to get it done, then we have a job to do. Well, I'll go ahead and do it, but I know what's coming.
It's not 0% that's going to happen. I don't think it's 0%.
So you don't think it's zero? Okay, quick around the table.
You are running those burner accounts.
No, I'm not.
Quick around the table.
I harass you to your face.
You guys do, exactly. It's face-to-face harassment. Is it, so Hayes, you're obviously, it's not 0% that the core four is coming back.
No, I would say the reverse of that it's 100%, that it's
not
being
100%.
broken up. Like if the mini Jerry's is, that it's being broken up. What, like someone's going, I'm trying to figure out how I would calculate that, but I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. I've learned too much from this franchise, from the way that they operate, and from the players. There's also like the Tavares element is a very different conversation. John has been very forthright. He's on the record, wants to stay. He's hoping to work it out.
Right.
All of our insiders continue to suggest that may happen in the next, week or two.
Let me just and I don't hate John.
I know
Tavares
that. I'm
either.
just your opinion is different from what could happen, though. That's the point.
But as far as Tavares, do people understand how not normal that is for a guy to lose year after year? And he's like, I'm staying. I got to come back. Like a big percentage of players would be like, I got to try this somewhere else, man. I'm 35 years old. I got to try it somewhere else. Do they not know how abnormal this is for someone to say, it's just got to be here?
And in a weird way,
that's bizarro world, man.
That would scare me a little bit. Leafs, that it's like, are you staying because you really believe you can win, you want to win, or are you staying because it's it's your home, it's comfortable, everyone's here? I don't know. I mean, that is something I think that is worthy of being asked. I don't think that is a question that Brad Treliving, if we would ask, would be again uncalled for. And I'm sure John would be diplomatic in that moment and say, of course I want to win. I think they can win. And again, it's not like he's sticking around in San Jose or in Chicago. Like, the Leafs are a really good team, and they've been a really good team. They go to the playoffs every year. He's been a Maple Leaf. He's never seen what pain is like to be a Maple Leaf. None of these guys have. That's kind of the amazing thing. They, like, ever since Matthews and Marner and Nylander and Tavares arrived, they have made the playoffs every single year. Yes, it hasn't gone well for them for the most part since when they get there, but every year it's been a great ride. Regular season, being a Maple Leaf, there's nothing better than that. Paid a fortune, treated like gods, biggest hockey market in the world. Every game matters, packed house.
Yeah.
What a life. It's a great life. But that's the question. If you're tree living, how much can you stomach the change, the uncertainty, what could come with that? Who's available, who you think you can get, who you can trade for, who you can sign, who you can develop, all that kind of stuff. And that's, I'm sure, what Tree Living and Pelly are talking about the last couple of days. But I don't know. I've been saying this since it came to an end. I think safe money's on change. I think safe money's on maybe Marner leaving, and
that's right.
That's probably safe money. That's probably the right bet. But I've been down this road too many times with this team and with these players when everything is a negotiation. Everything is. And this could be too in the end. The dust is settled and people are back on the golf course and up in Muskoka and having a good time. And,
dude, it's exactly, it takes
maybe
10,
it all
it's like 10
circles
days. And
back.
It's like guys like golf, it takes 10 days. Like, they were like, get him all gone. And then 10 days later, you tee it up and it's like, it's like something, something, just a spell.
Men in Black, man.
Yeah, it's like they get hit with the Men in Black and they're like, run it back. Let's run it back. And then they all start nodding their heads and they're like, run it back. Run it back.
That is the definition of insanity.
Yes.
Like, we've got enough data now. I'm the other way too. I don't think, like, the way that Mitch Marner's body language and the way that he was speaking in his media, I know he was very careful, but that sounded like a guy who felt like he played his last game as a Maple Leaf. Like, he talked about his time in Toronto, He didn't once say, I'm committed to this. Obviously, his agent is a guy who wants to negotiation.
You can't say you're dying to stay. They'll take advantage of that.
So I would point one thing, and I don't know if we brought this up, but a defenseman in the NHL brought this up to me the other day and was like, if I was sitting where D-men sit and a forward with dry hair was yelling back at the defense and yelling at the team going, let's wake up, and he goes, it's halfway through the game and this guy has not one bead of sweat in a game 7 on his person, be like, maybe look in the mirror. Like, we haven't even talked about that. Like, I was chuckling about it. I went back and watched the replay. This guy's screaming at the bench. He didn't break a sweat in warm-up. He didn't break a sweat with nerves heading into a game. Watch him take his helmet off.
I understand.
Zero sweat. Dry hair. Screaming at the bench.
Everyone had to wake up. And
that is insanity.
Right. That's his McDavid moment. Dry hair, wake up, everyone.
No, listen, I respect the passion. I think Mitch Marner wanted to win. I really do. I'm just saying, like, optics. If I'm sitting on the bench and a guy with dry hair is screaming at the bench going, let's wake up, maybe you can put in a little extra effort yourself. That's the way I look at it.
Well, I think that's reasonable across the board. I think it's, again, a true indictment of things when you consider this is even a conversation in a Game 7. But it is, and it was. All right, let me throw a few more likely to happens at you guys. All right? And you tell me where you stand, just to try to get a read on this. And maybe we can get a poll up, because, again, I did say what I said about, online activity and Twitter and all that. Maybe it's not truly conducive to what's going on out there in the real world.
Right.
But where do fans stand? And I don't even know how to frame it. Is it, do you want him back? Do you think he'll be back? Those are two different stories, right? Do you want Marner back, or do you think Marner will be back? It's two very different stories. And the truth is, the fans and us and everyone else on the outside have no power in this. It's Marner first and foremost. He's got to make the call. And the Leafs, right, on whether or not they want to make it happen too, and if so, what it would look like. But let me throw this out to you guys. More likely to happen: Mitch Marner re-signs in Toronto, or Sam Bennett signs in Toronto?
Mitch Marner.
I say neither.
You got to pick one, though.
Neither's. It's. Mitch
I hear
Marner.
you, but you got to pick one.
Yeah.
Marner
Sam Bennett
or
is going to be the
I-
exact same thing as Reinhart, where it's going to be the end of the season.
Yeah.
They either win the cup or they don't. It's going to take about 24 hours, and he's like, I'm not leaving Florida. I'm not leaving this team.
Yeah.
And they work it out. That's what's going to happen.
I think you're probably right.
I'm saying Marner then. I agree. Because I think Sam Bennett will realize, if he hasn't already, obviously he wants to maximize this contract, but he also has to realize his situation. And he is going to have, just like Mitch Marner, they're going to have a lot of teams, begging for their services. Because they're both very good players in their own right, different situations. I watched your Jay hit last night. Thought it was
did you?
Very good.